What's up guys, this is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing a pretty funny video. Now that we're going to have a Space Force, I figured I'd better come up with a list for the best guns to do the job. What would I carry in space? What would you carry in space? Well, I have some ideas and they're based a little on fact but mostly on opinion, so I would love to hear yours in the comment section below, and the more ridiculous the better. Before I start, I just want to thank my Patreon supporters. They make my channel possible. If you get a chance, there is a link in the description. All of my patrons are entered into a free giveaway. This month is the Tailhook Mod 2. I'm going to pick a wide range of guns in this list to solve a wide range of problems, and they will all have to look the part, so the more space age the better. There won't be any artillery or mounted weapons on this list, only small arms that you can carry. There also won't be any lasers on this list because this isn't Call of Duty, and guns actually do work pretty well in space. At least I think. Fire doesn't light in space because of oxygen, but modern ammunition contains its own oxidizer, a chemical that will trigger an explosion of gunpowder, thus firing a bullet. No atmospheric oxygen required. And since there isn't any atmosphere or gravity, your bullet will travel forever, potentially, with no drop or loss in velocity, making 10,000 yard shots with a 9mm a little bit easier. Well, maybe not forever if you're in a solar system, and since everybody is, it's likely that the round will eventually begin to orbit whatever planet you came closest to, but I could be totally wrong as well. I'm not Neil deGrasse Tyson. Regardless, you would still have a much longer range with your standard projectile than you would have on Earth. So let's kick this list off with a gun that was actually carried in space. No, I'm not kidding. Number 5 is the TP-82. It was a combination shotgun rifle with 3 barrels. Yep, 3 barrels of fun, and was intended to be a survival aid used after landings and before recovery in the Siberian wilderness by the Russians.
This is a big problem in the Russian space station.
The TP-82 was the result of a cosmonaut's concerns after being stranded in the Siberian wilderness when his capsule malfunctioned. He was concerned that the 9mm pistol he was currently carrying in his survival kit would be ineffective against Siberian wildlife, namely bears and wolves, or possibly aliens. The 2 upper smoothbore barrels used 28 gauge ammo, and the lower rifle barrel used 5.45 by 39. This pistol could be used for hunting, to defend against predators, for distress signals, and of course to fight aliens.
7. 6.
Can't be, that's inside the room.
It's reading right, man, look.
The detachable buttstock was also a machete, and it came with a canvas sheath in case you need to get up close and personal.
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
The TP-82 were carried regularly on Soviet and Russian space missions from 1986 all the way to 2007, making them one of the coolest guns ever made, but honestly, a little bit outdated for this list. At number 4, the KRISS Vector. The KRISS Vector is a submachine gun made famous by its unique recoil mitigating action. It comes in plenty of calibers, 9mm, 45, and 10mm just to name a few. The 10mm would likely be my choice in case I ran into the Predator while I was up there.
Ugly motherfucker.
I like the Vector for a bunch of reasons. 1, it looks the part. 2, it's very reliable. 3, it's a very compact firearm that could easily be used one-handed, so you could operate your boosters or whatever with the other hand. Mobility is important, and running doesn't work very well in space. It takes 33-round magazines and even drums. I also believe that's important because reloading with those thick gloves and aiming with that helmet makes spray and pray a more viable option. At number 3, we have the COBALT KINETICS BAMF, or... Why did I choose this? Considering it's more of a competition-oriented gun, it seems kind of surprising I would choose it for a military list, even though it's kind of a fake military list. But the military has no shortage of M4 and M16 magazines, and this is an AR-15 variant that would take all of those, not to mention all the 5.56 ammunition laying around, saving the taxpayers a little bit of money. But this isn't your standard AR. It actually skips some of the battery of arms that a normal AR-15 or M16 would have. It actually drops the magazine for you on the last round fired and automatically releases the bolt on a new magazine, eliminating some problem areas with fine motor skills that you would have an issue with thick space gloves or moving in low gravity. Add a full auto tweak to that and you could fire drum after drum from here to Jupiter without much effort. It also looks the part. If you didn't know any better, you would think it had a 40-watt range. Number 2, the FN57. This was actually my viewer request gun. If you want to help me choose some guns for future lists, it's pretty easy. You just follow me on Instagram and Facebook and just wait for me to ask. Out of all the choices that they offered, I think this is the best one because of a few reasons. One, it's very reliable, accurate, and lightweight, although that doesn't really matter in 0G. The capacity and type of round is what I'm actually interested in. The 5.7 round is great for penetrating, and since you won't be wearing a t-shirt out in a space, I'll take what I can get because spacesuits can actually be pretty thick. Not to mention that you never know what you're going to run into up there, the skin of a xenomorph is also pretty thick. Since it would be difficult to use proper fundamentals of shooting with the gloves, 0G, and the space helmet, the extra 21 rounds in the magazine will help a great deal. The reliability, the capacity, and the round make it my preferred choice for intergalactic concealed carry. Of course, you could always go old school and grab a Mauser 96 broom handle.
Do you think I had a choice?
Yes, I bet you have.
A couple of honorable mentions are going to be the Tavor, the Chiappa Rhino, the FK Bruno, the Steyr AUG, the Glock 18, and a shoulder-mounted laser-guided minigun with an underbarreled grenade launcher. The only reason that's not number one is because I felt like it was cheating.
How come we didn't get any training on this thing? Whoa, very cool. I could take out this asteroid single-handedly.
Now let's get to the real number one, the IWI TS 12-gauge bullpup shotgun. This 12-gauge has all the power you're ever going to need. The 12-gauge is one of the most lethal rounds on Earth up close, but the problem is usually range, magazine size, and speed and ease of use. The IWI semi-auto solves a lot of these issues. The speed issue because it has the semi-automatic capability. It also has 3 rotating cylinders that hold 5 rounds apiece, making the total capacity 15 rounds. That is 3 times the standard amount. Now range? Remember when I said that there's no atmosphere in space and projectiles travel much further? Well, so will the 12 gauge. I'm not exactly sure what would happen to the spread of the pellet. Assuming that it would do what we want, it would give you a long range option that's much easier to hit with than a standard rifle because you're firing much more projectiles at once. If you use 9 pellet buckshot, that is 135 pellets in about 3 seconds and you didn't lose any velocity. I wouldn't want to be in the way of that, and you could even switch to slugs in case of xenomorphs. The spread of the buckshot will make it a lot easier to get hits with the helmet and the gloves as well, and the semi-auto bullpup has a big advantage over a pump shotgun because it's much easier to fire one-handed while using your booster control to stay mobile or eating a Big Mac, whatever you choose. So to round it out, it has the power, mobility, capacity, distance, and all the cool factor you would ever need, making it my first choice for the Space Force. And since weight doesn't matter in 0G, you can carry as much 12-gauge ammunition as you would like. Let me know what you think of this list, and please add your own in the comment section. I know my logic is at best bro science, but it's fun to bend reality once in a while for entertainment value, so just relax and enjoy it. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe for future content, and check out my second channel in the description below, along with a local homeless shelter that I try to promote in each one of my videos because they could really use your support. My link to my Facebook and Instagram is also down in that description, along with a link to my Patreon account. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later. I'm all day on that big one.
Aren't we all?